These guys here tagging fish today. I don't know if they caught anything out there, but as you see, I caught mine right off the bank. So we'll see how it goes. But once they get down there, then I'll throw my net out again. Was that 2002 when that big fish die off? Well, I was fishing up the river, and then a couple people thought that somebody went and had a bunch of fish spoiled, and they went up around the corner, and there was about a whole bunch of fish laying in a big old eddy up there. They thought somebody went and dumped it off, but then they found another pile up the river a little further. So pretty soon they had the fish biologists running up and down the river finding big schools of dead fish, you know, floating around up there. And I don't know if they say it was the gill rot, but I don't know if it was a gill rot or if it was just the algae or what, but that's what they said, it was the gill rot.
That's fine. We got more.
Hello, Sarah. This is Ron Reed from the Karuk tribe, and my intent was to prepare myself for the Department of Interior listening session down in Reading on the 13th. So if you can give me a call back, I'd really appreciate that. Bye-bye.
But didn't they not have last time they didn't have?
No, you know what's happening is these guys are running their booties just
The fishery, the Niglas fishery, was blocked off effectively in the early 1900s by the Copco Dam. And so basically what happened was the fish no longer was able to go back up into this region, up into Upper Klamath Lake. Upper Klamath Lake is right here, and you have major tributaries coming down to Upper Klamath Lake. And those were prolific salmon habitat in that region. There's some major cold water springs in that area, and they go into these shallow reservoirs, and in the summertime they just start heating up and just create like a basic toxic soup that creates big algal blooms of the toxic blue-green algae. You know, fish when it's time to go spawn, they go spawn. And so if there's not enough water in the system, you know, the system may be heated up and the fish can't, you know, high nutrient loading, volatile fish temperatures, and it keeps the fish in one spot where they can't move. And so it creates habitat for disease. It's like almost like, you know, like in a schoolhouse. You know, you have children in a schoolhouse, in a schoolroom, and then one person comes in with the flu, and if it's not taken care of properly, pretty soon the whole classroom has the flu bug. It's the same thing in these cold water refuges. You know, all these fish are packed into one spot, and if they stay there for too long, and the disease is more prevalent, then all of a sudden, diseased fish come in and hang out a little bit, infect all the other fish. And a couple of years ago, 2001, we had 2002, excuse me, we had the massive fish kill, and that was kind of what happened.
See how fast and easy it comes off of there? And all the same time, it's giving the scent of the willow onto my net. So I'm giving the salmon a sense that they're swimming by a willow patch, and all the same time they're swimming into my net. Want a clean net? Knock tinny? Punky? What's up, boys?
Not much.
Guys made it to fish on, huh?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Right here, boys. Take off with that one. Down the beach. Right here. Grab both of them. Okay, head out that way.
Keep going till it's not hot. Come on,
Take the lead line to that side and float line to this side.
The float line's the light one. The float line's the one with the little white things on it. The lead line's the
Yeah,
heavy
grab
one.
the lead line and go that way with it. Les,
Go left.
take it that way. Left side.
I just dropped the anchor, right?
Yeah. Okay, you just grab this one, flip it over. Salmon are programmed to go through the stress and then die, just like spawning. Well, the net does the same thing through them. Puts them in stress, then they die. Some of them are smart. They'll touch it, feel it, and then they'll go around it. See, so you're not catching everything in there. You know, and then we have regulations that state that we can't block over 2/3 of the river, to where we leave some river open to where if that smart fish feels it, he can go around the net and keep right on going on up the river to spawn. Perfect set now, boys.
How do you put it up? Put it on my side. Look the other way, yeah, like that. Turn it around. Yeah.
Watch out, you get hit by the paddle.
No, you're wet. Okay, I'm just gonna be wet anyway.
Stand up there, Wood. How are you? You gotta get in the middle of the boat.
Yeah, you gotta keep the weight down.
We're setting this one just right over there.
That long one, we'll probably go clean across the river with this one. We're changing the whole nozzle this time. Murphy, you're my nut guy. Come here. Because you're my boy.
Yeah, hold my cider and you can put them in there.
Go, bud. Here, put them in your pocket.
I've been here, coming here for right at 40 years. And this river is getting wider and shallower all the time. And used to, when we'd stand in the river, why, I used to wear long boot socks with the waders and long johns.
Because it was so cold.
And now you can wade in there barefooted if you want, and don't need any waders or anything.
Yep.
And the fish, it's just too warm for the fish.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, it was a sad year we were here, and they're dying off by the thousands.
You were here for that, huh?
Yeah. I only missed 1 year since '67.
Really?
Yeah. So we've seen a lot of ups and downs on the river.
Here's a photograph of my late grandmother, who at the time of her death was the main medicine woman of our tribe. In Hoopa, you have a number of villages who help participate in our most sacred ceremonies, which would be the jump dance. If you look at this basket, which is called a knotwitch, is basically the example of how families should be in Hoopa. You've got two sticks that are mated together, and you've got eagle feathers on both sides. The eagle, one of the lessons that the eagle gives us as people is that they carry honor, courage, and they mate for life. So when you bring those qualities into our knotwitch, which is shared with our ceremonies, that becomes a way of how you live your life. And it's all stitched and held together by willow root, which comes from the river. So in a nutshell, I guess you could say that the river holds the grain and the values that hold our people and our community together as a people.
You hear the armor flashing around on it? This, we call this the Dam. It's, we call it the best. It's the best sweat house in the world. And so it has a special name. This is the Fix the World house, used only by the world renewal priest during our Pikyawish ceremonies. So he stays in here during the night, and then in the daytime he each day he comes out of the sweat house. He goes down to the sacred spring right down this trail down here. He goes down there and bathes in the spring and comes back up and we fix him up and get him ready to go for the day. Like this year, you know, my son Chuk Chuk was the one who was the handler of the priest. Then he leaves and goes to a different place in the hills each day, where he makes his medicine and prays for the salmon, for the acorns, for all the people, all the spirit people.
This is where the priest is supposed to be washing up. We just cleaned it not 2 weeks ago. This was all clean, you know what I mean? None of this gross algae, you know? It's just so much different, even in just 2 weeks. You know what I mean? That's how much is just built up right there. This isn't the blue-green algae, it's just disgusting river algae. You know, fun thing to do in summertime. when the algae gets real bad, you know, you got a couple guys around on the river, and this is a new thing since the algae's got so bad. You know, you get together and you know, you make a nice one of these. And you have algae fights.
Look at that one.
Oh, we got another net too, huh?
Yeah, we got another sitting right that way.
You guys ever choose? I've never been anywhere to dip, but I know it's
No,
sucks.
these things don't tip over.
Are these ones out?
This is
Are
game
you
on.
ready
I mean,
for? Are you
game right here.
are you ready for the mermaid?
Yeah.
On the rock right
Yeah.
over there that you guys were hearing splash around.
Let's hear it.
She'll draw you out there and then she'll take you under. And they'll never see you
If you
again
get scared, just go sit right there, okay?
because she's beautiful.
You'll drown? She have big boobs.
Take you loose. Take
Does
you
she have
under.
the boobs?
What do you think? What do you think?
No,
She
I
must.
hope so. What about
Beautiful
the, what
mermaids.
about the I want to go down.
Look like a beautiful, nice
I wanna
looking
go down
Indian
like
woman
that.
sitting out
Guys,
there
be
on that
quiet.
rock until you go out there.
Alright,
No, but the serpent one day he swallowed this man. Long time ago. Thousands of years ago.
Kamos?
Kamos came up and swallowed the guy up. About a year later, Kamos finally spit him back out. He didn't have no hair on his head, didn't have no hair on his body, didn't even have eyebrows. And he was
Sounds like
pure
you.
white. And he would always go to the bottom of the riffle, like that riffle sitting right over there. Sit there and cry for Kamos to come and take him again.
Screw trap right here. This is where we kind of count all the out-migrant smolts going out to the ocean, getting a kind of a number, get a number so they can they use it for a harvest management model. Also, you get disease infection rates, timing rates, and things like that. So that's a very important part of harvest management right there. And basically what happens during the spawning migration in August, September, when the water conditions in the Klamath River get so volatile that the fish can't migrate up the main stem Klamath. So what happens is you get a thermal barrier, and that barrier is about 21 degrees Celsius, where if the river is warmer than that, the adult migrants, they come over to the cold water refugia. Right over here, you can look at the river and you can see where the river connects into the creek. And right there, it creates a mixing zone. And that mixing zone allows for the fish to come out of the hot river and to come in and seek refugia. This is some of the most beautiful country in the world. And to the untrained eye, you're saying, what's wrong with this place? What's so wrong with this? You know, you have a creek coming in to a river. Looks like there's fishery habitat. Looks like there's deer all over the place. We're seeing all kinds of fish birds and fish animals. But the truth is that fire suppression has created an overload of forest, of understory forest, which basically uses up all the tributary water. You like the old growth trees for your acorns, for groundwater retention. And so if we can get an inch or two of water, of volume in this creek right here, coho love small creeks like this, and the threshold of their habitat is almost reached at this point without any type of management. And at the same time, my people are out there able to go get our acorns, our artisan materials, and our wildlife food right along with the fishery. So that's the holistic management approach that is very relevant in Karuk everyday life. And in order to do that, we have to be an outlaw. If we want to go set a fire somewhere to our favorite acorn tree, then we're an outlaw.
We do ceremonies up here. We consider ourselves the fix the world people, and that's a responsibility that was, you know, we believe was given to us by the Creator. Is that, you know, we were put here at the beginning of time with the responsibility to make sure that the world got remade and got fixed every year, because not a year goes by where things don't happen in this world that are, you know, beyond our control, and the world becomes out of balance. We practice our world renewal ceremony every year, and it's a huge burden and a huge responsibility on everyone who is involved in it, and in particularly the dance owning families. There's been other dance owning families where they no longer carry their birthright because of the lack of resources or lack of access, even if the resource were there. You know, that's how societies deteriorate, and is when, you know, the laws of your community are no longer relevant. Here. What, babies? Huh? So those are this is the medicine dance here, and those are my two boys. That's Chuk Chuk and Ike, the older ones that live here, and. Yeah, this is the medicine dance they're doing after the priest just comes off the hill that day on his final day and makes his fix the world medicine down there. Then we do the medicine dance there. Like these, this is the white one. Come, babies. They say we don't own these things, but they're just a part of us, and they're part of our family because they're not objects to be collected or held captive someplace, because they're living. They have spirits. They're living beings. And so we say they're like our kids. They're like our children. We don't own them, but we have a responsibility to care for them and their well-being. Dance, yeah, dance. These blades here were used in white deerskin dance. These are they're symbolic of the salmon, and so when we dance with them, they move like they're swimming. They move way up. And they say that you're packing the rock, but the rock is packing you. It's guiding you. you're following the fish as he moves. Kind of look like fish, huh?
Come on. You get out of here. Go down that end and call him. Come on. Down here. Come on. Liivo, Tuck, come on. Tuck. No. J-Lo. Pinky.
Again, these are prayer items. And like any of our prayer items, once they are danced, you don't own them. You just caretake them. Because we believe that this is our connection to the Kehenai. And the Kehenai are the people who were here before us who are no longer here. We do believe in an afterlife. Once you leave this physical existence, you go to a place where you're dancing and have ceremonies all the time. The fish are always running. The deer are always plentiful. The acorns are everywhere. Flowers always bloom. It's where you go. So, and in fact, before we can start any ceremony that we have, you're always asking permission from the Kehenai to borrow that dance back. We ask for their blessing for it back, and we'll dance for 10 days. We feel that during those 10 days, they are with us during those 10 days. So there are places that you don't go during the ceremony because that's where the Kehenai are. And if you go there, you may be telling the Kehenai that you want to be with them, and they may take you from this earth. So it's very important to learn the etiquettes. It's important to learn the social rules of the ceremony. We don't allow people to film a ceremony, or for that matter, even a lot of dance regalia. Some people don't want their stuff photographed. And more importantly, the Kehenai don't want their picture taken. So you may capture things that you actually didn't expect to capture while you were taking that film. And that may not be a good thing for you as the filmmaker.
But one of the dances we do for a young girl who's coming out, who just starts her menstrual cycle, called the flower dance. And these dresses here are bark dresses. They're made out of the bark from a maple tree. And this is what they'll wear, just as an everyday dress. And they'll be also responsible for then making a traditional ceremonial dance dress, because then they'll be entitled to come out in the ceremonies.
There was a little boy who disappeared from the village of Takamilden, which is the center of the universe for our Hoopa people, located across the river here, down from about a quarter mile from downtown Hoopa. The little boy disappeared, and the family, they were just worried sick. They thought that he had fallen into the river and drowned. After a few days, that it was remembered that the little boy disappeared about the same time that this big black cloud that came over Bald Hill. That black cloud came over and it just covered the whole valley here like it was getting ready to rain and storm really hard. But after that boy disappeared, that cloud left. And it wasn't until about 3 or 4 days later that that cloud came back over. And the little boy reappeared to the family. And they were just getting ready to have like a funeral service for the little boy because he was gone. And the little boy came back to the mom and dad and said, "I'm okay." And they were looking at him and he looked a lot different. He was wearing a mayanasitan and with these just beautiful woodpecker feathers on his head. And he had these really red eyebrows. And he talked a little different. And he just had a different aura about him. And he came back and told his mom and dad, I'm okay. But I was sent back for a reason. And that reason is that black cloud that you've seen, there's a lot of bad things in there. There's a lot of bad things that are getting ready to come over and just warp all of mankind. Greed, sickness, the ability to not want to have balance. That's all in that cloud. And you guys have got to do something to keep that cloud on the other side of the mountain. So while he was wearing a Mayanasitan, he pulled out this basket, which is a knot witch. And he demonstrated this dance where he raised the knot witch. He brought it back and he stomped his foot and he moved his head like a woodpecker. And there's a saying that goes with it. Whoa, hey, yeah. Whoa, hey, yeah. And you say that over and over because it's said that bad things don't like repetition. They can't handle it. They go away. So that is where this came from. When we wear these, we try to mimic the woodpecker, but we're also paying homage to the Kahenai. And that little boy said, you do that dance right here, and you keep it going, and that black cloud will stay away forever. That was the first day we ever had a jump dance, and we've been doing it ever since.
That's going down, Chris. Wasn't quite ready for him. Oh, wait.
Yeah, they were all over here earlier when I first set my net. And I was winging shells at them, so I haven't seen them. They were all down there bugging Mike down there.
They run the fish in our nets and then they take them out and rip holes in our nets. They're trained, but they train themselves how to run them fish in our nets. They're not dumb.
Look at that. See that? That's what he just ate. That sea lion. That sea lion just did that. See, it's still quivering, see? Coming up. See, look, he's right there, look. See? Got your sea lion, Court.
A few years back, maybe about 10 years ago, Mark, well, there was so many fish we were down a mountain, you could look south on a breaker line. Every time a breaker would come in, man, the salmon would wash up and flop on the beach. And there was so many salmon, but now look. We got more sea lions and seals than we do salmon.
Yeah, if they want to protect the fish, they should do something about these sea lions. They're eating more fish than the Indians do. Yeah, every day out here. Then they say, oh, we're protecting the run. Yeah?
They shut us off, but they won't shut the sea lions off. We had a war here, a real war. That was in what, 78? They say we couldn't fish, and we had to prove to them that we could through the courts. Then after the courts made a decision, they still wouldn't let us fish. So we exercised our rights. These guys were all heavily armed. We didn't have no, only weapons we had was our oars. You know. The first night they came down this river, they came around that turn in a big swarm of boats. And they come right down here and come in. We had a net out here with our boats all around this net. There wasn't even web on the net, it was just a cork line. I think. I remember right, but anyway. They all swarmed down here. And all boats were crashing, clashing, and stuff like that. And, oh yeah, they arrested a lot of us. And
They almost drowned a couple of guys. Run right over them with their big high-powered boats. Well, where it started from the state, California. Fish and Game was the ones that says we don't have a right to fish here, you know. And I know somehow somebody knew that we always had a right, you know. So, but we won our rights back. But still, you have the United States government trying to find ways of how the hell can we get this away from the Indian people. You know, it's still going on and on all the time. They got lots of computers, lots of money. How they can hire them people to do that every day. It's happening all over the United States with Indians. Nobody gives a damn about Indian. Is there Indians still alive? Huh? Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like that, see?
It was first salmon ceremony here in Karuk country at Almekiatam, at the village of Almekiatam, and the name of the village is literally translated where salmon are made. That's the reason why salmon return here, is to fulfill that honor of coming back to feed the people. That is a mandate from the Creator that the salmon have. And so when in years of low abundance, how white people would manage it and how they do manage it is they say, okay, everybody quit fishing because there's not very many fish. Well, to us, that is contrary to our belief system. In fact, if we were to quit fishing because there's not very many fish, then the salmon have no reason to return. And they say they would die of a broken heart and would not return anymore because we disrespected them by not allowing them the honor to feed the people.
So make it straight, remember?
What's this?
That's where the head is, inside. You put it inside.
Why?
Then you can put the arrows in there, remember?
Oh.
Remember put the arrows in there in the brush?
Why?
For making dance, make medicine.
Is this an alligator?
No, it's an otter.
Why?
Because it helps us make medicine.
They're right here.
Huh?
Man. It's real cold, the water. Maybe to go check that though. Right now I get it. Oh, it's wrong. it.
Let's go look.
All right.
Hang on, Andy. Sit down.
Sit down. Put the paddles down. Put the paddles down. The paddles down. Oh, there's no water.
Oh.
It's a water under there.
Oh, I hurt my arm last night.
You guys go check it last night?
Yeah.
That's probably what it's from. What else is asleep?
Yeah.
All of us are asleep.
Good job, grandson. Good job.
I've been over there.
Hang on to the paddle, man. Don't drop the paddle. Here we are.
There's 3 of them down there. I can't. Stick your finger out.
Oh, man. Are you swimming, Hoopa? You might be swimming today.
There's
You
2
gotta dive in
right
there. You guys better hang on to them. Hang on.
One's mine. Hey, shoot back.
Leave him alone. I'll get up there. Leave him alone.
I'll get it.
You guys,
I'll get it.
you drop that salmon, you're swimming after it. Get out of there.
What if you drop it, Chuck? You swimming for it?
You know it.
Supposed to be in the bag. That's freaking fish right there, dude. There's 2 down there, too.
Oh, this guy's still alive. Oh, man. Get up. Oh, almost lost him, dude.
I'll jump in after him. Oh, sorry about that. Mommy, eat it.
Oh, look at him. Look, he was just barely hung up after you guys got done messing with him.
Oh, that looks like a half of one. Look like a second.
Okay, that's how you hang on to a fish, boys. Stick your finger right in there. Got him? See, then you don't end up smelling like it. You're wearing it right now, dude.
Because he had to grab one side, and I had to grab one side. Opposite.
Hey, boys, look. Dig in there, grab all that. Forward it goes.
There's some little eggs.
Stick your thumb right there.
Little eggs in there.
Pops loose. Stick your thumb underneath the gill again. Twist. Look at that.
Dude, I want to do one, Chuck.
In 2002, we had a 68,000 adult Chinook coho salmon die on the river. And we're really feeling the effects of it now. You know, when I was a young child like this guy, we were catching hundreds of salmon a night. And only used so many, but going and giving the rest away to the people. Well, we don't see it no more because of the dams, because of the diversion of our river. You know, but we have to be able to live here with it too.
And now you just do that. Ron, here you go. So put your finger right here. Okay, make it pretty close right up here first of all. I will wrap it through down that. some of my first memories were down at the fishery at Ishipishi Falls. We were done fishing by Labor Day. We were down there packing fish, seemed like for a month, it almost seemed like. I don't know, maybe it was a couple of weeks. But nowadays, we don't start catching fish until after Labor Day. If there would be a lot of fish in here, you'd see a lot of kids down here. You know, I have my nephew here, Joey Palmentier, Charlie Reed, my son, Ronnie Reed, my son, Ryan Reed. And you know, I'm just trying to teach them what was passed on to me. And it's very important that we have fish to do that. We're a fish people.
This bloomed out gray willow. I need you to open that, lay that down and open it. Yeah.
Mom, what's in that?
Daddy's baskets.
Want me to open it?
Yeah, let's see what's in there. Because they're baskets and only boys can touch them. Without these baskets, it's believed that your prayers aren't carried properly, because when the man dances and holds this basket up, these eagle feathers at the top of the basket are what carry the prayers, fly them up to the Creator. There's a way we have to balance the world, and we as Native people have always done that, but that's not happening in the world today. So it's obvious our world's extremely out of balance. The river's out of balance, our fish are out of balance, our plants are out of balance, and we don't want to get to the point where our culture's out of balance. I have talked to people who really don't have a place in life. and this is our place, our home. Right there across the river is where I grew up and fished and gathered. And it's really tough to have all of that being taken away from us.
Listen to his heart so I can count his pulse. Then we'll see if I can get a temperature on him.
Well, which one chuduk? Which one chuduk? Yakapai. Which one chuduk? This place right here, this old school bus here, this is where I was born. It's right back there by that back door. My dad, he bought this bus for 75 bucks and drove it over here and parked it and put it up on blocks and sold the tires and wheels and the undercarriage and the motor and painted the windows and put a stove in there, and that's where I was born. There was 8 of us that lived in there. It's good to look at every now and again just to remind myself of how easy I got it. Everybody, I think, worldwide always wants something better for their children, and certainly no exception. And so I like to look at it because it reminds me of how much better I had had it than my father, but it's hard for me now to think that it's going to be much better for my children than I had it. You know? So. You want more water? What do you want in there? Well, I can't take the water out, baby. We've practiced our religion and our lifestyle for thousands of years, and that's all we're asking, is that we be allowed to continue to fulfill our mandate and our responsibility. And be allowed to practice our religion once again, because we know that if we can do that, then we will thrive as a people. You know, we're not thriving now for sure, but you know, the possibility of removing 4 dams on the Klamath, what that would mean to the future of my kids, my grandkids. I mean, I have to be hopeful about that, because what else do I have?
Pick me up right there, Hayu. Get the net off there. Dude.
This ain't too much.
Oh man, that's a big one, huh?
Yeah. I need one to move.
Step aside a little bit, let the little guy through.
That's a big in there, Andy.
Andy, give him the fish on. Fish on!
Fish on!
Hey guys, proud of your catch?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Stuck my finger.
My big baby. My big baby.
Look at these guys.
Oh, I wouldn't let it stop.
All right, go put them in the ice chest. Keep them out of the sand. Gently, don't throw them in.
This guy goes.
Oh no! Now I got to jump in.
Oh.